I've been feeling very much liberated in terms of not feeling stuck with my guitar playing. And I haven't changed anything fundamentally from the way that I practice or create or anything. I still do the same thing, which is basically playing and recording and writing music whenever I feel like, which is important. Whenever you feel like, if this is not your job, do it whenever you feel like doing it. But that this good moment, let's put it that way, this good moment makes me realize that I've been stuck playing guitar for long periods of time. I play guitar since I started playing when I was 10, 11. I'm 32, so it's been the majority of my lifetime. And so I've been wondering about, what makes you feel stuck? And you might be stuck if you're doing things like, and I'm gonna read my notes because I don't care, for a clean presentation. It's just conceptual. Let's make a parenthesis here and sort of prove the thesis that I propose, which is we are constantly bombarded with the thought that everyone has small attention span, and that's unfathomable to me. I cannot comprehend that, because I certainly don't have a short attention span. It's just that the majority of content is hollow. So yeah, it's hard to pay attention when there is no message, but I digress. And I sort of contribute to the problem. But I don't think my audience is very small, but I think you are very intelligent as well. For whatever reason. No, not for whatever reason. I read you, and I get that feedback. So anyway, so here are the symptoms for being stuck. Are you constantly changing, trying strings, picks, brands and gauges and sizes, cables, pots? That one is obscure, huh? Trying different pots and caps to find the right tone. Selectors, tremolo bars. I'm telling you this because that's exactly what I've done with this guitar since I purchased it a while back. Are you trying new pickups and nuts and locking tuners and oils? Are you stripping down the finish from the neck? Are you trying new cabinets and speakers and heads? That disguises like progress, but that's resistance. And if you feel that way, I honestly recommend a book called The War of Art. It's on Audible, and I don't sell anything here, so you can find it for yourself. But if you feel stuck, that's a great book, The War of Art. Fantastic book if you need inspiration, if you need a message to resonate with. So if you're checking Instagram or Facebook or whatever kids do these days before playing, just a quickie before grabbing your beloved instrument, you might be stuck. That's not a good sign. If you're comparing yourself, Jesus, this is a hard one to swallow. If you're comparing yourself to other YouTubers, other YouTubers, that's me, or Instagram players or rock stars or whatever, stop. That's not contributing to anything. You're probably just feeling a little stuck. And this is something that happens to me. If you're finding excuses to not play, so let me get more precise and honest here. Sometimes I reserve the time for playing, but I convince myself that there is something else that is more important. Like, this is a bit harsh, but life is harsh. Like cleaning the house or playing with my kids or things that are positive. So I go and do that other thing, but then I feel guilty about not playing during that specific time, and when I'm playing, I feel guilty for not doing that other thing or things. That's very disturbing and non-productive and stupid. That's a way of self-sabotage or something like that. That you might be stuck. If you feel that way, you might be stuck. Notes. Yeah, so here's another point. If you're a tinkerer, like, look at this beautiful guitar. Oh my god. This is my favorite guitar today. This is, I mean, just look at it. It is perfect. I bought it a couple years back. Do you think this guitar made me any better? No, not at all. It made me a worse musician, a worse guitar player. Because number one, I had to pay it, right? So I got in debt for this. It's not a cheap guitar, obviously. So all that debt generated stress. I had to work more. Back then I was a freelancer, I had to find more work and play less, obviously. And I started worrying about the perfect things, you know, all the things that I mentioned already, the caps, the strings, blah, blah, blah. No. It's a beautiful waste of time that I love so deeply. So don't buy so much stuff, because you end up playing less and less. Okay, so I think I made my point, but let me elaborate. And if you're watching this part, thank you so much. You don't have a short attention span. You might want to like the video, like do the thing, press the button, share it with your guitar player friends, subscribe to the channel. You know what to do. Everyone keeps saying the same thing on every goddamn video, but you know what to do. Okay, here's the thing. You have to do your work. And this is what I tell myself. That's why I'm so confident telling it to other people. You have to do your work. Just do your work. And what that means in this context is play the damn guitar. Just sit down. If you can have a schedule for it, it's even better. Because, and this is from the book, that the War of Art. This is such a beautiful reflection. Because when you do your work, when you sit down and do your work, your muse will come. And I'm sure you know what that means. It means something different to everyone, I'm sure. But to me, that means that when I do my best work, when I'm the work that I'm proud of now, I feel a bit detached from it, almost like I feel like a channeling experience, because it's not that you're thinking about what you're doing. If you think, you stink. I heard that. Don't know who said it. Billy Sheehan? I don't know. But that's true. So if you sit down and do your work, the muse will come. I guarantee that. And when the muse comes, you listen And you do, and hopefully you can record that. So if you're stuck, just sit down and do your work constantly. And stop comparing yourself, man. I'll never be Jimi Hendrix. I love Jimi Hendrix. I wish I could be a quarter, a tenth of how cool was Jimi Hendrix. But Jimi Hendrix was Jimi Hendrix. He got all that swagger, funky, amazing, psychedelic, stanky, plain. I'll never be that. I'm not that person. I'm much more rigid and tight and logical. But I'm a good me. I can do me. And getting to accept that, I think it's very positive. And it can liberate you to move forward with being you, yourself. That's cool. Don't edit yourself. That's a good point. Don't edit yourself. That's the reason why I'm making videos again. Because I don't care, man. I don't care. I like the process of thinking about this stuff and recording it. I don't like editing that much. That's why these videos are 20 minutes long or whatever they are, 15, 10. They're very lengthy. No good reason beyond that I don't like editing that much. But also because I don't want to get in that process of editing myself and trying to please everyone. You can see that, by the way, on the ratio, on the like-dislike ratio from my recent videos. It's not what it used to be. I used to have like a 95% approval, let's put it that way. Now it's around 80, which I personally like, because it means that people are triggered, a 20%, a good 20% are triggered by the stupid shit that I do, or my personality, or the fact that I don't edit these videos or whatever. That's interesting. But when you don't edit yourself, and when you don't think about editing yourself, and I'm not talking about videos now, I'm talking about playing now, you're honest with yourself, which makes the whole thing much more enjoyable. And here's a quote. Well, it's not a quote because I don't remember it word by word, but I heard this thing. The idea is, no one is either sad or angry. I don't remember the right word, the precise word, but no one is sad/angry while playing guitar. Of course, there are exceptions. Of course, there are, I don't know, man, black metal players that love to be angry. But that's more excitement, I believe. I don't think it's true anger. Or you can be a blues player and play with all the emotion and sadness and feeling, but you're not truly sad. You're channeling an emotion. You're celebrating that emotion. So that's what's beautiful about playing guitar. I think it was Paul Reed Smith who said that. I don't know, man. But that's the idea. And to me, that rings very much true. When I play guitar, I can have a parenthesis. I can disconnect from reality just for a few minutes. And I cannot be angry, and I cannot be sad. I'm just positive, excited, less present, less aware, less defensive, more open, and just happy. So if you're stuck, it's all in your head. And it's all because you're comparing yourself to others, because you don't feel whatever. That's stupid. And that defeats the purpose of why I believe I love playing. Perhaps you too. See ya.